But now, we turn our attention to a talkSPORT legend, and it's the best clips of the year from his shows on the warm-up with Alan Brazil and the two Mikes with his partner in crime, Mr. Mike Graham. It is, of course, the one and only Mr. Mike Parry.
Of course it is. And we start with the two Mikes at the start of their Friday night show. That's Friday night.
This is talkSPORT. We are the two Mikes, and I'm delighted to say it's time to say a very, very, very good evening to Mr. Mike Parry. Very good evening to Mr. Parry.
Yeah, very good morning, Mike.
Morning.
And
10 o'clock at night, Mike. Very good morning.
He does live funny hours.
Here's Mike with news of a forthcoming guest, somewhat stating the obvious.
coming up next, we have an author on the show. The author is Dr. Belisa Vanish, who has written a new book on how to breathe properly, right? Now, that might sound odd to you, but breathing is an essential part of life.
Well, it is. That's no argument
You
from
can't
me.
argue with that.
Bonita Vanish. He just makes this stuff up. It's ridiculous. Bonita Vanish. And next, Andy.
And talking of stating the obvious, this is Mike and Alan Brazil on the Saturday warm-up.
22, what were you doing when you were 22?
When I was 22, Al, that was the year after I was 21.
Oh, dear me. This is Mike's Parry and Graham arguing over geography.
That Finland is not Scandinavian, it is in fact Nordic.
Yes, well, that's a technicality.
Well, it's not,
As far as
actually.
I'm concerned, it's part of the Scandinavian archipelago.
Archipelago, of course, was the famous Scottish commentator. Let's cross the talent ice now, and your commentator, Archipelago. Thanks, Jem. What's next?
Just occasionally, Mike struggles with names, as this conversation about frittatas showed.
He cooked is it called a trafata or something?
Excuse me?
Is it a trafata? No, honestly, or taffeta or...
Yeah, I think it's frittata. I don't want a trafata. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying your Christmas dinner. Sticking with food, here's Mike alongside Big Al on the eve of the World Cup final, no less. Chatting about, well, as you always chat about on the night before the Cup final, salads.
I'm hooked on Caesar salad at the moment.
Caesar salad, you?
Well, I'm hooked on it, honestly.
You're not a Caesar salad man.
Yeah, I'd like it, but it's too hot to cook.
Where'd you get your walnuts from?
Eh?
Where'd you get your walnuts from?
No, that's not Caesar.
It is.
No.
It is.
Crouton.
No.
No, you're thinking of a Waldorf salad.
Oh, yeah,
salad,
Waldorf
you
salad,
know.
that's right, yeah.
Thinking of New York again.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Caesar salad.
Waitrose have got great ones. Or Tesco.
And what sort of sauce do you put on the top?
Caesar.
Still ain't got the hang of it.
What about France against Croatia?
Yeah.
What's going to happen there?
What's going to happen in the game? Mr. Parry here with Charlie Baker being asked about his fetching headwear.
Oh, you've got the old Peaky Blinders hat on in that picture, I see.
Yes, that's
Were
right.
you wearing that before it was popular, or...?
Well, it was given to me by the man who created and wrote Peaky Blinders.
Was it? Yeah.
Stephen King.
Just a pun. He was close. Stephen Knight.
Yeah, well,
So
give him
there
a K.
Stephen King may have given him the hat. He's written some good stuff himself over the years.
Staying with Charlie and Mike now, and a very good Chewbacca from Porky.
But you could improve your skills, couldn't you?
Well, you do that coaching, don't you?
You could
Football
improve
skills,
you
yeah.
could improve your leadership skills by learning different.
They were both Mike. Both Mike. At the bridge of the Millennium Falcon. So here's Mike with an impassioned defence of a fine Leicester striker.
Jamie Vardy just announced that he won't, regularly be available for the England squad in future, though not slammed the door on it. Wouldn't it be great if he came out today with the sort of performance which made Gareth Southgate think, maybe I should have looked after him a bit more, maybe I should have taken a bit more care of people who can be fill-in strikers if ever anything happens to Harry Kane?
We might have to wait a couple of weeks because he's suspended this week.
Is he?
Yeah, afraid so.
Well, thank you very much indeed for pointing that
Apologies.
out. That's very good of you.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, he didn't mean it.
Yeah.
Not
So,
at all.
next then.
We're calling this one Mike Parry, Sri Lankan weather expert.
Well, what happens in the monsoon season is it monsoons.
There we are. Thank you very much. Let's get the travel news now. But to be fair to Mr. Parry, he is much more of an expert on the cricket.
It's all talkSPORT 2.
5 a.m.
Tune in, folks, and it's all
Darren
going to be
Goff's
there.
down there for us.
Who?
Yeah, Darren Goff, England fast bowler, one of your colleagues here at talkSPORT. Who? So soon forgotten, eh? When you're out the front line of sport. What's next, Andy?
It's the two Mikes now talking football.
I thought that...
You predicted many things 2 years ago.
I didn't think Zinedine Zidane would last...
Who's Zinedine Zidane?
No idea.
Zidane!
No one can pronounce his name.
This is Mike and Big Al, this time discussing a veteran music legend.
Willie Nelson's a legend. Now, don't spoil it. We're going to find it.
Love you.
Oh, you're about the same size.
Same size. Yeah, he was a rattled old country singer.
Oh, that was close. Thought we were going to have to take him off air there. So pleased he finished that sentence. Yeah. Actually, that's not fair, of course. Mike is a font of musical knowledge. In fact, we've been lobbying our sister station, Virgin Radio, to give him his own show.
Right, it says here, guys, the best singing drummer in the world, please pass this on to dance, was Dave Grohill from IMHO.
Dave Grohill.
Yeah.
Who's Dave Grohill?
I don't know. And Dave Grohl? No, it's Dave Grohl.
Foo Fighters, isn't he? Foo Fighters?
Well, hang on. What does IMHO stand for?
Not down with the kids on social media, obviously.
Not really, no.
Oh, poor old Mike.
Shall we quickly see if Mike ever managed to sort out his intro to the Two Mikes Friday night show after saying good morning earlier?
We'll find out.
It is Friday night. It is just after 10 o'clock. We are the Two Mikes. It is talkSPORT. Time to say very good evening to Mr. Mike, a Porky, a Parry. Very good evening to Mr. Parry.
Yeah, very good, Mike.
Very good, Mike. Not even bothering with the time of day.
I forgot about that one. That's very
It is a very good mic. It picks you up loud and clear. And finally, the Two Mikes were joined by the Leicester Mercury journalist Rob Tanner earlier in the year. And he and Mr. Parry had a fallout over Riyad Mahrez. Mike P felt comfortable taking Rob on, as he'd clearly done his research.
I'm sorry, but your situation, Rob, is that you are clearly a local boy from Leicester.
How do you know that?
Leicester.
No, I'm not, I'm afraid, Mike.
Where are you from?
I'm from Birmingham.
Well, he'd clearly done his research, hadn't he, Andrew?
Clearly,
Of course.
yeah.
It was a minor blip for Mike. Don't worry, he'll now rob on the next point.
So you're there in Leicester. Clearly, you've got the interest of the club at heart, as you should do, because you're their senior
Are
writer
you a
for
Leicester
the club.
supporter, Rob?
I'm not a Leicester
No.
fan, no. I'm
There you
not.
go.
So he doesn't support the team.
No.
He's not from Leicester, of course. No problem. Look, he'll pin him down eventually.
Of course
Stick
he
with
will.
it, Mike.
I mean, you live in Leicester now, don't you, Rob?
No, I live in Cardiff.
What do you mean you don't live in Leicester?
Tremendous.
Tremendous amount of research there
Yeah,
from
brilliant.
the Two Mikes. Well done. Brilliant.
Yeah, it was great.
He's a good sport, is Mr. Parry. He's top drawer, so I'm sure we'll get a lot more over the next 12 months from him as well.